Today I will be using a random generator to pick two vehicles and I will build a mock for each one. I'm excited to build. I really like incorporating Lego sets into my mocks. I've chosen vehicles from both the original trilogy and Clone Wars, so I'm very excited to see which two vehicles are chosen. But before we get started, definitely lightsaber slash that like button, and without further ado, it's time to spin the wheel. Let's see what the first vehicle is. And it looks to be the U-Wing, which released earlier this year. Now time for the second vehicle. And the wheel has landed on the Separatist MTT. Now it's time to start building. So for the U-Wing, of course it appears in Rogue One and Andor, so I had to go with Yavin 4. Did put a dirt path leading to the landing pad from the villages or areas where the people live, as we've seen in Andor, so that was the inspiration for that. And then just the surrounding area, I really just wanted to incorporate a bunch of grass pieces, and I used various different ones. And then I added a few sections of olive green. I think that is the color, as I like to call it, more swamp green, but I added a few sections, just adding some accent colors to the forest area. And then of course there are two trees, one on each side, one slightly taller than the other. And it has been a while since I've done, this type of tree. I've been using the more thin, sleek ones where I use these grass pieces on the sides. So it was nice to do these type of trees again. And something I did a little bit differently from previous ones is I also inputted some grass pieces here on different levels of the tree, just adding a lot more leaves and making it more grass-like on the actual trunk. And then of course for the main part of the leaves up here, it's just covering, kind of the big leaves with a bunch of these small leaves, and it definitely was very tedious. My fingers were definitely hurting after, but I do really like this look, and I do really like building these type of trees. And I did do elevation throughout the entire forest section, as well as the path that goes up and then down again, just so that it's not flat and there's a lot more of a natural look to it. And now for the base landing platform. On the left side are just a few crates lying around, and then here in the middle is Andor and K2SO heading to the U-Wing. On the right side are two fuel canisters, as well as two Rebel troopers just having a conversation. It's a normal day in the Rebel Alliance. On the right here, I do have a ladder that can just be placed on the U-Wing for maintenance crew to be up here to work on the engines. Here is a Rebel crew member just taking a look at the crates to get some supplies, and then there is like a generator right here, as well as a cable running on the platform. On each side too are lights to signify that this is a landing area. And then over here is a shelf unit that just has a couple of crates on it. So for the landing platform, I spread out some dark tan as well as some dark bluish gray plates and tiles to really give it that old and dirty look. You know, it's opposite of the Imperial hangar bays, which are very clean and polished. I'm honestly very happy on how this mock came out. This is my first time building a Lego mock that has anything to do with Yavin 4, and it has been a while since I've built in the Rebel and Empire era. So being able to use the new U-Wing and really trying to capture the look and feel of Yavin 4 was just very cool to do. Now it is time to build the second mock. For the MTT, I chose to do a Separatist base on Geonosis. The Separatists are sending a droid force out, moving supplies, or of course to attack the Republic. This could be the spark that starts the third battle of Geonosis. On the outside of the base is, of course, the terrain of Geonosis with a large spire on each side. I've used this design in all of my Geonosis mocks. I just really like it. I've got it from Coconut Brick Studios, who I think got it from Solid Brick Studios. It's just a phenomenal design and looks awesome. For the landscape, I used a combination of colors, medium nougat, dark tan, and dark orange, and I did them in small sections rather than just randomly, and I really tried to blend each one to give it a more natural look, and I also added some elevation, and there's also just a couple of smaller spires throughout the build. Now moving on to the Separatist base, on the outside of each wall are some slopes down here that adds to the design, as well as some vents and some extra armor plating. I also did 2 levels of dark bluish gray bricks alongside the entire wall so that it's not a fully light gray wall. There is an upper level for droids to stand guard. Now on the interior of the base, on this left side is a big generator that is powering the base. This is a design that my buddy made. I also added a more another generator box that it's connected to. It's just a really great design. I do really like the way that the generator looks. In the middle here is the rest of the droid force. We have 5 droids in the front and back, as well as 4 super battle droids in the middle. And then there's another 8 battle droids here that are waiting to join the formation, as well as just 2 crates lying around. For the floor of the interior, I added a line of dark bluish gray on each side, signaling that this is a pathway of vehicles, so you better watch out, otherwise these droids are going to get ran over. And then I just added a bunch of almost light blue tiles throughout, just to have some accent color. And there's also just 2 more crates in the corner over there. There was a Separatist command center that was shown in the Clone Wars. I believe it was on Felucia, and I used that a little bit as inspiration for this base layout, especially with the platforms up here and the way these bricks are structured. I think I should build more Mocs for the droids, show them some love. Those are both Mocs all finished. I honestly had a very fun time building both of these. Building Yavin 4 for the first time was a blast, and I really loved incorporating the U-Wing. I really enjoy adding an extra parameter to LEGO Mock building, like a random generator. It just adds an extra element, and it's very exciting to, randomly choose vehicles and then build a Mock that complements that LEGO set. So like I said, I am very happy on how both of these Mocs turned out. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, and if there's any Mock ideas you would like to see me build. I do have a few plans for Mock videos, so definitely stay tuned for those. Anyways, lightsaber slash that like button and hit subscribe with the bell on so you know when I upload. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and until next time, peace.